NTA is committed to providing you the best in transit, and we're interested in your thoughts about NTA services. That's why we feature a segment called Ask the MTA. On each Ask the MTA, we give you an opportunity to ask MTA personnel a question you have concerning transit. And here to answer your questions is MTA's Director of Service Quality, Gary Hinton. We recently took to the streets for your customer questions. And here's our first one.
My name is Soldaris Evans. I'm from Parkville, Maryland. And my question is, how does the MTA determine how many buses come to a given bus stop during a period of time?
So how do we determine the frequency?
Well, for the most part, we put our service on the street based on demand, and we determine these demands by conducting ride checks, point checks, and passenger surveys. And we take this information and we're able to put the information together that we take to our planning and scheduling department, and we actually come forth with the schedule that best suits our needs on the street.
And so if that adjusts, if more people start riding, there are adjustments that are made. And if nobody rides, adjustments are made. Am I correct?
We'll make the adjustments, whether it's putting more service on the street or removing some of the service.
That sounds great. Now our next question.
Hi, my name is Mark Chogley. I'm from the Hamden section of Baltimore. My question is, since the light rail and the subway don't actually cross, why not build a little people bridge to make that crossing safer for MTA passengers?
People bridges. Wow.
Well, there has been some discussion on that. The discussion took place to actually move the Lexington Market South light rail station and move it back to Howard and Lexington Street. That way we would have the connectivity between Lexington East Metro Station and the light rail Lexington South Station.
Okay.
Also, there was plans that were talked about to actually build a canopy that would give our customers protection from the weather.
So they could just easily traverse across.
Exactly. As they would exit or enter either station, they would be covered out of the elements by this canopy that we were planning on building.
Okay, so they're still thinking about it, but there's some things in the works.
Yes.
Sounds great. Now our next question.
My name is John Nichols, and my question is, could you have your drivers to load the steps to let the elder people off with cans and in wheelchairs?
That's a good question. Folks want to know, how are our operators being trained about how to service folks with special needs?
That is an excellent question. Our operators receive 8 weeks of training, and that training would include, but not limited to, testing and training for CDL license. It also includes the familiarization with the bus's equipment, also the passengers or customer service aspect. But in regards to customers using the wheelchairs and canes, yes, we actually teach them in the operations of their wheelchair lift. And one thing that we're definitely focused on is that we actually visually observe all customers when they use the wheelchair lift, when they actually enter the bus, until we actually deploy them off of the wheelchair lift.
Now I noticed that the buses also have a kneeling feature, so folks, so the buses have the ability to tilt down and become curb level to allow people just to get on easily too.
Exactly, because anywhere through the city you can find different heights of the curves. So we do have the ability that we can kneel buses to the level that most give us easy access to our customers.
So there are a lot of things going on.
Yes.
All right, that's good to know. Now our next question.
Well, my name is Vincent Scott. I live over the east side of Baltimore, Hartford Road and Northern Parkway. I commute to work at Mondawmin every morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. My question is, do y'all plan on building a subway route for people that live over the east side, Hartford Roadway, Bel Air Road?
Boy, tunneling and expanding metro.
Tough question.
It is a tough question.
I would really like to see public transportation by heavy rail going that direction, but at this particular time I don't think there's any discussion to further expand the metro operations.
No, I know they're doing things with the Red Line. There are plans to take it out to Johns Hopkins East. So there are a lot of things with Red Line planning, but nothing with metro.
No, nothing with the heavy rail.
Okay, it's expensive. Now on to our next question.
My name is Rhonda, and I'm from West Baltimore, and I wanted to know why the number 15 White Marsh running every hour, and if they could run it more frequently.
Wow, what's going on with that number 15?
Well, the number 15 is one of the extra services that we use to go out into White Marsh, and because our high volume go right to the Overly Loop, and most of our customers go to the Overly Loop, the 15 to White Marsh has just been extended, and that's the frequency that we operate, is the 1 hour.
Wow.
But in July the 3rd, we're going to have a schedule change, and we will be implementing a new line service, the 58, that will operate from the Ricestown Plaza Metro Station. It will operate to White Marsh on a 30-minute headway.
So we're going to be increasing it with that 58. That's
Exactly.
good.
And the 58 will run on weekends.
So, that's even better.
Yes,
Talk
it
about
is.
meeting the customer's needs. That's good news. And our next and last question, one we received by email, it's from Walker Anderson of Bethesda. Walker writes, I ride the MARC train to Union Station each day, and while on the train I came upon reading material that mentioned Baltimore's having a subway system. I've known about Baltimore's light rail line from my visits to Oriole Park, but I didn't know a thing about the subway system until now. How long has Baltimore had a subway system, and where does it run? Well, today is Subway Day, so tell me, how long have we had a system?
The Baltimore Metro system first opened in 1983.
Okay.
It's 15.5 miles
Okay.
with 14 stations. And we operate from John Hopkins to the Owings Mill Station. John Hopkins is in East Baltimore.
Right.
And the Owings Mill Station is in Northwest
Yes,
Baltimore.
it is.
Yes, it is.
So it's been around for a long time. I remember when it opened, I was but a young child then.
I was one of the members on the startup team, and the operation hours are from 5 a.m. to midnight.
That sounds great. And if folks want more information, they can visit our website or call.
That is correct.
Well, thank you again. I'll have to have you back.
It was a pleasure being here, Joe.
Thanks.
Thank you.
If you have questions you would like to ask the MTA, visit the MTA television show link at www.mta.maryland.gov and drop us a line, or check us out on Facebook or Twitter. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Take care.